Hi everybody, Introvert Room. So yeah, this technically wasn't the channel I was gonna do it for anyway. So, how are you? No time, ooh, no see, long time no see. Anyway, so this video is gonna be pretty quick, popping in. I'm live. I did a grocery video. I'm going to change my recordings to Sunday uploads just because it makes more sense. And Sunday I still work, but it's a chill day, so it's pretty okay with it. Outside of that, I am just thinking about my life and everything. So I gotta clean up the house and do all that kind of shit. But this video is gonna be pretty short. I am really gonna do the weight loss thing. And the reason is because I feel like I have a little bit of pelvic floor dysfunction that stems from weight gain. Now I've been essentially obese my entire life, but especially my adult life, right? And as you are an adult generally longer than you are a child, I feel like the time has come where I will be that split, almost pretty soon of having half my life being a kid, half my life being an adult. I am really getting to the point where I'm like, I need to do better with that. And then this also comes off the heels of a physical encounter where I felt like that was a issue, and I just was like, this needs to stop. This needs to change. It's a me thing. It's not a them thing. And I was like, there's a cycle of painful intercourse that's happening, and I'm like, this is a me thing. This isn't a them thing. It's more than mental state now. It's more no, there's something going on. So I am going to go to the doctor, but I'm also going my GYN and stuff like that. We can talk about it, things like that. Because it's I'm diabetic and stuff like that, and it's not really that. I just know in my being it's not that. It is not that. It is weight, and it is pelvic, lack of pelvic, health, movement, and stuff like that. I was I would assume it's not cancer or anything like that. Let's not put that there. But any sort of stuff like that. I've done the pap and stuff like that, so should be good with that. Definitely will talk to them again. But I am going to seek the help of a pelvic floor specialist and losing weight and stuff like that. And so I am going to be on that journey because I was just like, this has to end. I want those experiences to be nice, but I also just feel like it's time to shed that skin. I'm entering a new phase in my life, and weight loss would definitely help. And I feel like at some point you just get tired of being a certain weight. I've also gained a little bit of weight since the last time I went to the doctor. I went to the doctors a week or two ago just to do my sexual health checkup and stuff like that, and just do testing and stuff like that because I was, it's a new partner and all kinds of stuff. And I was just I got on the scale and I looked at myself, and it's that video of oh great heavens, and that's how I felt. I was looking at the scale. I was oh my god, no, I've gained weight. I've gained a significant amount of weight to me, because at my heaviest I was 330-ish, between 330 and 350, but hovering between 330, 340-ish, somewhere in there. And then it didn't really do anything, and I got down to 320, and then I got down to 310, and then I got down to 305, and then I got down to 301. And then I went back to the doctor, like I said, a few weeks ago, a week ago or something like that, and I was back at almost 320. I was 318-ish or something like that. And I was oh no, oh nope. And this is the thing when you start to tune in with your body. I start to tune in my body with it when it comes to the womb space and ovulation, stuff like that. So I know when I'm craving beef and collard greens, I know that it's time, my period's coming on. And interestingly enough, my period is coming on regularly. It's more regular now. and it's like consistent, like pretty much every month it's coming. It may not come around the same time, like I can't be like, oh, the 25th of every month, like around that time it comes on. It comes on a little early, it comes on a little later, but it's starting to regulate itself, and I'm happy about that because I was diagnosed with PCOS. And so like that part, interestingly enough, is kind of like resolving itself, it seems like. But I want to do this like extra weight component, pelvic floor, pelvic health, just because I feel like it's important for the next phase of my life. I do want kids at some point. I like the older I get, the more I'm like, do what? But I want that option to be available in terms of like, I have done the best that I could do for myself in that capacity. You know what I'm saying? So I want to do that. And so when I saw that scale, I was like, let's rethink. I pre-ordered like a membership to Pilates studio. So once the course is live and the studio is opened up, so they did pre-orders for membership, so it didn't get charged just yet. Like, oh girl. But when it opens up in the fall, I'll be able to take the membership I have is like 4 classes a month, and then I want to supplement that with like gym. And I know I can go to a gym and just get Pilates in there depending on what kind of gym I go to. But I like going to a specific studio because I am considering doing Pilates teaching certifications at some point, and wanting to be a part of a different studio and kind of get the atmosphere of that. And yeah, so there's that. But the other thing, in addition to tuning in the body about the periods, is that I notice when I gain weight. So it goes beyond like, people are like, oh, I can't wear certain things like my belly and stuff like that. I notice that, but I notice it more in my breathing, and I notice it more in my joint health, particularly my knees. I notice it more when I gain weight. Like I feel that imbalance of weight. I feel that gain of weight on my body. It's harder to go up the steps. I hear myself breathing a little deeper, a little bit heavier. And it's not even like a cravings of different foods. It's just I notice the limited mobility. I feel like when I'm walking a little, like my strides are shorter. And it feels like more concerted effort needs to be made to get from point A to point B. Walking up the steps is a little bit more difficult. My core strength ain't as strong. And I try to, when I walk, notice my core, because it's really your core that's kind of like helping you get up like it's your legs, of course, like you use your legs to get up the steps, but it's really your core helping you like get up the steps. And so if you have a really poor core, like going up the steps is like awful. So I'm trying to make sure my core is like engaged and pulling myself up and doing that kind of stuff. But I can feel the shift when I gain weight. And so I knew I had gained weight by the time I got to the doctors, and I was like, oh my God. I just didn't know how much. I kind of weighed myself, but the scale upstairs, it'd be like 340 one day, 310 one day. It'd be like, it's not calibrated. Then it's on a wooden floor, and I go to the bathroom and it's a different thing. And then I'm like, I really can't trust the scale. So when I go to the doctors, I'm like, noted. Blood pressure, great. Not that, never have really an issue with blood pressure. One of those things that I'm really grateful for, diabetes is there. But blood pressure, always normal, if not low. So I don't have to worry about that. And then again, I did my like testing because getting new partner. And so that came back clear, just, all of that. But the weight part, I was like, it's time to do something about it, because it will get serious. I just feel like health problems calcify starting in your 30s. And I mean, definitely I was diagnosed with PCOS, hidradenitis, and diabetes in my 20s, but I don't want the calcification of more issues to come, like I don't have time for that. And I feel like I have a lot that I want to do with my life, and I have to be physically like active and aware and like resilient and moving forward. And so, yeah. So I am going to be seeking gym, but pelvic floor specialist, physical therapy, physical therapist specifically who has training in that. And I want to get back into my self-care of massages and acupuncture and all that kind of stuff, because I want to just go in there with the holistic kind of stuff. So that's where I'm at. I'm definitely going to work on the diet. I just feel like I'm eating a lot of processed food, and that has to change. So I've been eating a little bit more fruits. I need to engage more with vegetables a little bit and cut down on the process, like a lot of processed food. I go to a place pretty frequently to get like fries and french fries and stuff like that, and I had stopped going to like McDonald's and Burger King and stuff like that, and I find myself going back there a lot, like Checkers and all that kind of stuff, and I had stopped doing a lot of that. I had my like 1 or 2 places, and I was like just doing those, but now I'm finding myself going like all these places again, and I'm like, what is happening? It's like the gluttonous, this gluttony is like taking over, and then sweets too. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's happening? Like, you know, I'll have this, I'll have a donut, then I have an icy, then I'll have some ice cream, then I'll have soda, then I have this, then I'll eat like you know, I'll go get a Checkers meal, then I'll go to McDonald's, and I'm like, this is a lot. This is gluttonous right here. This is gluttony at its finest. Like, let's get on that. So definitely going to shift my eating habits. It's time. My knees are saying it's time. My belly is saying it's time. My clothes are saying it's, everything's saying it's time. My breathing saying it's time. It's time. So yeah. So that's about it. So over the summer, we're going to definitely take care of that. Going into the fall, I just, you know, wintertime and all the time, I just want that. I want it to be resolved. I don't have like a big goal of like 50 pounds in the next 3 months. I don't got time for that. 20 pounds, maybe by the end of the summer. Boom. That's it. That's all I want. You know, a dress size down, a pant size down. I notice the double chin is a little less. Something like that, you know? Because I can feel when I'm losing weight too. Like, I can feel when I'm losing weight, and I can feel when I'm gaining weight. So I know the fluctuate. You know what I'm saying? I can feel the fluctuations. So yeah. So that's about it. I'll check in with the weight loss type stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.